Hey guys, it's Social Gamer here, and since you guys liked the last What If Izuku was Leon, uh, part 1, um, let's continue on part 2, and thank you for the support for showing for this What If, and there's gonna be more What Ifs that I'm thinking of what to do, and sorry if I wasn't able to upload another What If for Leon, it's just that, I'm trying to think of a way to start it, and I think I have a good way of making it start, but I'm kind of not fully, if you understand what I mean. So, I'm just gonna think, I'm just pretty much this is gonna be a mental script thing, of course, and I'm just gonna continue the story of the way it goes. So, okay, I'll just quit my yapping and continue. So, last time we left off was when Leon and took pretty much found some girl that was pretty much crying because her parents abandoned her because of her quirk, and pretty much because it's a villain. It pretty much sounds like a villain quirk. And Leon, which is Izuku, of course, thought of it as an optimistic way of like how to use your quirk without making it look like a villain quirk. You know what I mean? So, and since she didn't have anywhere to stay, Izuku just said she can live with him, with Toga kind of blushing and also kind of embarrassed. But Izuku just saying that you pretty much being the Izuku we know, kind of like just corrects himself and like says what he means by this. So yeah, it's like she's his roommate in a way you can say. Well, for now, that is. So pretty much, we go back to Izuku having a nightmare, a horrible one, and he's getting all the memories back from what happened in Raccoon City, and he was just kind of having night terrors. And Toga wakes up to this. She goes to the living room, and she just hears Izuku, pretty much Izuku saying, "No, stop." Pretty much him moving around and just saying to stop, stop it. Izuku kind of just turning around, and then when Toga tries to wake Izuku up by nudging him, instantly Izuku grabs her arm and just was gonna pull her. He was putting her in a chokehold, and Izuku, no, just going back to consciousness, he sees this and like, sorry, and Izuku's like sweating a lot. Toga kind of confused at what happened and asks him what what was he dreaming about, with Izuku just being the same Izuku, telling them to not worry about him because he's fine. With Toga just saying, okay, and don't worry, if you need to talk or anything, just tell me. I'm all ears. Besides, it's the least I can do since you're letting me live here. With Izuku saying, don't worry about it. It's fine. With Izuku saying, I'm just gonna get a drink of water and go back to sleep if I can. And this is like, let's say it's like 4 in the morning. Izuku's like sweating a lot. He gets a cup of water and then just drinks it and just goes to the bathroom to look in the mirror. He just looks in the mirror and he gets a flashes of these night terrors that he got from Raccoon City. And he just kind of just thinks saying, why is this happening again? I thought I lost those memories. God. Well, for this job I have to keep strong. How am I going to be able to get through this? And then he gets a call from the government. No, sorry, no, sorry, no, he doesn't, sorry. He doesn't. Let's go back. Rewind. So Izuku decides to go out on a run to free his mind a bit. And he says, yeah, last time I didn't bring my gun, I got into there was 2 robberies happening at the same time, for no reason. So, let's just go. I'm just gonna go get my gun and be back. And he tells Toga that he's gonna go on a run to free his mind from the stress of work. Toga says, okay, be careful. And she just goes back to bed. And then And Izuku just goes walking. He sees a, a little shop still open, and he just decides to get some ice cream. Why not? Because he remembers when he was a kid, anytime he gets mad, stressed, or anything, his adopted dad, Elijah, if I remember that's his name, pretty much just bought him ice cream sometimes. And sometimes, not all the times. And then Izuku thought maybe he should contact his dad, because he hasn't talked to him in a while, after everything that happened. So Izuku was gonna just kept walking, finishing the ice cream, and was about to contact his dad. Instantly, he gets bumped by someone, with Izuku just looking back, and he sees a little girl with white hair and what looks like a gown, a hospital gown. And Izuku kneels down to her and saying, "Are you okay?" With the girl looking at Izuku's eyes, she just instantly hugged Izuku, and Izuku was a bit confusing, and standing up saying, "Are you okay, kid?" With the girl saying, "Help me." With Izuku saying, okay, tell me what you need." With the girl just pointing back, saying, "Help me, get me away from him." With Izuku looking behind him, and instantly sees a guy with what looks like a plague mask. Well, part of it. And the guy says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Eri, please come here. Stop bothering the man." With Izuku looking at the guy and then the girl, and he sees that there's a lot of bandages on her arm. And Izuku asked him, "What did you do to the girl?" With the random guy saying, "It's none of your business. Now give me back my daughter." With Izuku saying, pretty much repeating, saying, "What did you do?" And sounding a bit more mad. With the guy saying, "Eri, why don't you come over here? Because you might get the man hurt. Because it's your fault." With the girl hearing this, she was going to leave, but Izuku held on to her tighter, saying, "It's okay. I'll save you. You just have to believe in me. Got it?" With the girl surprised and then just crying, saying, "Please, help me." Then instantly, and then Izuku just said, "Sorry, I'm just taking her to the police, and also maybe child services, to see if to protect this girl." With the guy getting a bit more desperate, saying, "Give her back." With Izuku saying, "No, not interested." And Izuku just keeps walking away. And the guy was gonna use his quirk, Izuku just wanting to know what his quirk was. Then he sees a lot of spikes behind him. He looks at his back and he sees spikes going up from the side of the road, pretty much the sidewalk. Izuku sees this, surprised, and then jumps out of the way and lands somewhere else. And Eri was kind of scared that he would hurt him, and she said, "Don't, you should let go of me. I don't want you to get hurt. It'll be my fault." With Izuku saying, "It's okay. Don't worry. I'll save you. You have to believe me. You'll be safe with me." With Izuku just looking back at the guy with the plague mask, Izuku asked, "So, what do people call you?" With the guy saying, "They call me Overhaul. That's the only thing you'll get from me. You?" Izuku saying, "Huh. We're going by names here, huh? Just call me Agent, if you can." Because Izuku doesn't want to reveal his new name and stuff like that. Like, he wants to keep his identity secret and like not get people that's close to him in trouble or like and stuff like that. Izuku takes out his gun and points it at Overhaul. With Overhaul surprised that someone has guns, even though they're illegal in Japan, if I remember, and only police officers can hold up hands. With Overhaul saying, "So, you do illegal stuff too, huh? Why don't you work with me?" With Izuku surprised, because he knows that there's a rule that, if I remember in Japan, that's the law that no one can hold firearms. The only thing that's like close to being held, closest thing to firearms is like BB guns, if I remember. So pretty much only the police can hold the firearms, like real firearms. And Izuku says, You may not know this, but I'm actually a cop. Well, close to a cop. With Overhaul, really like surprised by this that some guy this in this age, this young of an age, can actually be a cop. And Izuku pretty much says, "Well, I guess you're under arrest, aren't you? Get down on the floor if you don't want to get hurt." Overhaul laughing that he thinks that this one cop can get him. Izuku just starts running away with Eri to and Overhaul sees this and he starts running after them. And Eri's kind of scared, saying, "What are you doing, sir?" With Izuku saying, "I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to get a bit of a distance and also trying to lose him. So, if we can lose him, you just have to be quiet. Promise me, okay? You won't yell or anything. Promise me." With Eri just shaking her head and just being silent the whole time. And then they get to let's say a bit of a good distance away, and Izuku hides Eri in an alley where like behind the cardboard boxes in an alley, and Izuku tells her to be quiet and don't say anything, okay? With Eri just shaking her head, just scared and trying to be brave, with Izuku going out of the corner and just running towards a different direction, pretending he's holding Eri on something else. Instantly, Izuku runs into a different corner, with Overhaul saying, "I've got you now." With Overhaul kind of breathing heavily because he was running a lot and trying to catch up to Izuku and Eri. Well, what he thinks is Eri. Instantly, Overhaul pretty much does the same attack to Izuku, but with Izuku pretending that he dropped Eri by accident, him yelling, "No, kid!" And instantly, Overhaul pretty much worried that pretty much seeing Eri, what he thinks is Eri, falling to the spikes, he instantly removes them. With pretty much he's trying to catch what he thinks is Eri, and then he catches it. But then he looks closely and it's a trash bag. It's because like Izuku, let's say Izuku made it look like it was Eri from like a distance. Let's say that, and then Izuku is able to land and instantly goes behind him, with Overhaul pretty much saying that he's pretty screwed, and Izuku pretty much puts his gun to behind Overhaul's head and tells him, "Put your hands up and don't move." With Overhaul just pretty much dropping the bag and putting his hands up, with Izuku neck chopping Overhaul and knocking Overhaul out. And he pretty much calls the cops, with every other cop surprised that Izuku did that, and they think that he was doing vigilante work, with Izuku saying, "No, I did not." And he explains the whole situation about pretty much about him and Eri, with him saying that I need to go get her from her hiding spot, pretty much, which was a pretty close, and Eri was scared, sobbing. Izuku takes the boxes off, with her kind of scared, and then she looks up and sees Izuku is okay. She looks up and saying, "Mister, why did you do that?" With Izuku saying, "I don't know. I did it because I thought it was right. And besides, when people need help, you have to help them." With Eri just being surprised and also happy that someone was able to save her. And then pretty much the police pretty much got Overhaul and pretty much with the quirk cancellation cuffs and stuff like that. And Izuku holding on to Eri. The cops sees the girl and they ask if they can take them to the police office and stuff like that to see what Overhaul did to her and stuff like that. With Eri just didn't want to let go of Izuku, And one of the cops says, "Huh, that girl looks pretty clingy onto you." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, she must have been really scared. He doesn't mind. Do you guys mind if I go with her just so she can feel more safe?" With the cops not minding that, which is okay. With Izuku going to the police station with Eri to file some, pretty much say some questions, answer some questions and stuff like that of what Overhaul did, and pretty much tells of what Overhaul did, and that he pretty much did took her apart to get some of her quirks and stuff like that to make she doesn't know what. With Izuku being mad at Overhaul, with Overhaul just sitting down, he was conscious again, but since he can't use his quirk, Izuku just goes towards Overhaul, and you just imagine how pissed Leon gets and with Izuku. And it is something it's not something it's something you should be very scared of. With Overhaul seeing Izuku like extremely pissed, just standing over him menacingly, for some reason Overhaul just gets this chill up down his spine that if he does anything wrong, one bad move and he will lose his arms. And pretty much Overhaul just decides to stay quiet, with Izuku saying, "So, why did you do it?" With Overhaul not saying anything, with Izuku just saying more menacingly, saying, "Why did you do it?" And Overhaul just starts sweating. Instantly, Izuku pulls out a gun in front of Overhaul's head, saying, "Why it let I repeat myself one more time. If you don't answer, I will shoot your brains out. Why did you do it?" Everyone in the police office were extremely shocked that Izuku was angry, but they understand why, because he did something like that to a kid, and everyone was understandable, so they just stood aside. Izuku, and pretty much the guy pretty much explained that quirks are a disease in this society and it will destroy humankind and stuff like that, and decided to make quirk erasing bullets. With Izuku being surprised and shocked, saying, "Quirk erasing bullets. And you decided to experiment on, I don't know how old that girl is. You did something that caused her mental state to shatter. You treated her like a pet. She is not a pet. She is a human being that doesn't deserve to be experimented on. And you did something so stupid. I want to kill you, but that just shows me that I'm worse than you." And Izuku just takes the gun out of his head, and then just says, "Next time I see you again, I will kill you if you get near me or her. Got it?" With pretty much everyone in the office being scared that Izuku, it's like what they hear Izuku say, it's like he means every single last word that he says. And Izuku says, "I'm a man of my word, even if the ones that I threaten, I mean them." With Overhaul kind of sweating bullets here, saying, "Yes, sir, you won't ever see me again." With Overhaul kind of being scared of Izuku. And one of the police officers said, "What's your quirk?" With Izuku saying, "I don't have one. I'm quirkless." With Overhaul hearing this, he's kind of confident again, saying, just pretty much, and he just messes up, saying that since you're quirkless, you won't have any power to stop me next time. With Izuku hearing this, he just punches the absolute crap of Overhaul, pretty much breaking Overhaul's nose. Izuku and Overhaul is still conscious, with Izuku saying, "Remember, I'm the one that beat you last time without a quirk. So if you think you can do better again, I will do better. And not just knock you out. I will make you go to the hospital next time." instantly letting go of the hair from pulling up the Overhaul's head, with Overhaul just saying, "I think I just messed up." With Izuku going back to pretty much the girl, and Izuku forgot and asked if she's okay, with the girl just shaking her head that she is, and saying that is the bad man gonna go back and get me? With Izuku saying, "No, he's not anymore. I kind of let's say we had a little chat about it, so he won't be bothering us again." Izuku smiling, and he forgot to ask, saying, I forgot to ask, what's your name? With the girl saying, Eri. With Izuku saying, Eri, that's a nice name. And what's your quirk? With Eri saying, I don't know. With Izuku saying, well, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it right now. That's good. You wanna go, you wanna go live with me? With Eri saying, so are you gonna be my new papa? With Izuku kind of blushing and just thinking of, just kind of saying, nervously saying, yeah, I am. With Eri being happy that she has a new papa, which is Izuku. Pretty much just, well, she doesn't know happiness yet. She just says, thank you. With Izuku just saying that we should go now, and then Eri just falls asleep in his arms. With Izuku just saying that, why did the kid like her have to be born in such a horrible society? Wow. And the cops pretty much let Izuku adopt Eri as his daughter. And pretty much Izuku went back home with Eri. And Toga, seeing a girl, like a little girl on Izuku's arms, Toga saying, why do you have a little girl around your arms? Did you steal her? With Izuku saying, no, I didn't. I saved her from a creep that was doing experiments on her. With Toga saying, what? And then instantly going forward and saying, oh no, poor girl. She had to go through something so hard. I wonder what's her quirk, but right now we shouldn't worry about that. With Izuku saying, maybe you can take her to the bed. I'm just gonna stand still and see if there's anything from my work. With Toga just hanging on to Eri, holding on to Eri, and just taking her to bed with her. And let's say Eri here is pretty much having nightmares and starts crying, saying, no, don't leave me, please. No. With Toga just saying, she had to go through so much. Pretty much just touching, like mostly like caressing Eri's face to calm her down, and just giving her a bit of a hug. With Eri just calming down and then sleeping. And Izuku kind of hears sleeping, pretty much goes to check on Eri, and sees that Toga and Eri look nice. And Izuku just smiles, saying, that's nice. And then then Eri pretty much keeps crying again, saying, no, Papa, no. Pretty much, which indicates Izuku, with Izuku saying, and just going to Eri on her side, just sitting on a chair there. And he checked, and there was nothing, no calls, no email yet, which is the word. And then Eri, pretty much, Izuku just decided, you know what, this will be fine, it won't hurt. And he just sit there on the chair. And then the next morning, we wake up to Izuku being on the same bed with Eri and Toga. With Eri waking up and seeing a girl there, and then she thought she was scared because she didn't know where Izuku was. And then she sees to her to her right, she sees Izuku sleeping, and then she just thought, so this is my new papa, so that means she's my new mama? So pretty much she thought that Toga is her new mom. And then pretty much Eri walks up and goes and looks around. She sees a regular looking house. Nothing much, nothing bad. There's like a couch, TV, video games, stuff like that. Eri just looks around with Izuku waking up next to Toga, with Toga waking up at the same time. Them with Toga and Izuku blushing, and instantly Izuku getting out of the bed saying, I'm sorry, I was looking after Eri. With Toga saying, it's fine, yeah, it's fine, it's understandable. With, Eri saying, Mama, Papa. Instantly, them hearing, saying, Mama? Who's Mama? With Eri saying, pointing at Toga saying, isn't she my new mama? With Izuku saying, with Toga kind of just saying, yes, I'm your new mama. With Izuku looking at her saying, are you sure? With instantly Eri going up to her and hugging Toga, and just looks at Izuku saying, oh, I'm sure, yes, I'm sure. Izuku just smiles saying, okay then. And Izuku sees that Eri needs new clothes, so Izuku, Eri, and Toga go to get new clothes. Eri has like the old clothes from Sherry. And don't worry, Sherry and Eri will meet each other. So pretty much, well, later, not now. So Izuku and Toga and Eri go shopping to get new clothes for Eri. And Eri looks around and let's say we see a candy apple, with Eri going up to it saying, what's that? With the man that's selling the candy apple saying, oh, it's candy apple. Do you want, have you ever had one? With Eri saying, you're shaking her head saying, no, I never had one. With Izuku saying this, he decides to just let her have a candy apple. And Izuku asks, how much will it cost? With the man saying, it'll cost this much, with Izuku paying it. And Izuku giving the candy apple to Eri. Eri just saying, how do you eat it? With Izuku saying, you just bite into it. With her just biting the candy apple, and she tastes the sweet sugar, and she just likes it, saying, oh, it's good. And she just keeps biting it, with Izuku just smiling because it's nice to see someone that's been through such a really tough life to do this. It's nice. And then Toga comes back with some clothes for Eri. And Izuku, let's say Izuku got a call from someone, and it's from the supervisor, let's say. And Izuku answers the call saying, hello, Leon S. Kennedy? Agent Leon S. Kennedy here. With the supervisor saying, yes, Mr. Kennedy, young Sherry Birkin wants to talk to you. With Izuku saying, oh yeah, put her on the phone. With Sherry saying, Leon, how are you? With Leon saying, it's good, I'm kind of enjoying my vacation here. With Sherry saying, cool, did you get a girlfriend now or something? With Izuku blushing and saying, how are you? How's it going? With Sherry saying, you didn't answer my question, but I'm doing good. Is it okay if I can come visit you next week? With Izuku saying, yeah, I'm fine with it. With Sherry saying, yay! Let's say Sherry's like about 2 years older than Eri, let's say. So pretty much, Izuku just ends the call and pretty much says, see you later, Sherry. With Toga and Eri saying, who's Sherry? With Izuku saying, I'm pretty much a guardian for Sherry. With Toga saying, wait, we're taking care of another kid? With Izuku saying, kind of. She's not my literal kid by blood, but her mother died and she trusted me to take care of her. Well, both of her parents died through and because of an accident, and I was there to see that, and I wasn't able to do anything, sadly. With Toga saying, so you take care of her? Is she like a little sister to you? With Izuku saying, kind of, yeah, pretty much. I see her as a younger sister. And Toga saying, so what was the call about? With Izuku saying, well, Sherry is coming to visit next week. And I was thinking, since you are technically my quote-unquote family, Izuku kind of blushing after saying this, I want you to meet her. With Eri saying, oh, so I'm gonna have a new auntie? With Izuku saying, yeah, you are. But you have to behave, okay, Eri? With Eri just shaking her head saying, yes, Papa. And pretty much, Eri, and let's say Izuku kind of wanted to know what Eri's quirk was, so he asked if you want to train. With Eri saying, what's training? With Izuku saying, you get to practice with your quirk to make sure you don't hurt anyone. Eri saying, okay. And let's say Izuku takes her to the Dekuba beach. And that's when Eri touched one of them and used her quirk. It started going back into nothing, slowly and surely. So Izuku says, oh, do you know how to turn it off? With Eri saying, mm-mm. And Izuku saying, okay, so try to slowly turn your powers on. Pretty much use your abilities, your quirk. And Terry kind of listens, saying, how? With Izuku saying, you know how you drink water? It's kind of like that. Just imagine you're like using water. Like if you completely open the water, it goes rushing and you won't be able to stop it as easy. But if you slowly open it, you're able to have more control. Eri kind of slowly sort of understanding it. She says, okay. With her trying to stop her quirk, she does, but it's a bit. She did have a bit trouble with Izuku saying, "Are you okay?" With Eri saying, I am." So Izuku kept trying to help Eri on how to control her quirk. And then one day Izuku was on his own, just walking again, and then he bumps into someone else. With Izuku saying, "Come on, this is the second time," and then just bumps into a little girl with green hair. And the girl says, oh, sorry, sir. With Izuku saying, I'm fine. And he looks around, not saying anyone, saying, do you know where your parents are? With the girl saying, no, I'm lost. With Izuku saying, oh, okay, don't worry, I'll help you. Do you know where your house is? Or, I can get you to a police office. Do you know your mom's phone number or anything? Like your dad's, anything? With the girl saying, I do, but I don't know where to go. And he says, okay, I'll take you to a police office. Do you want to go? Pretty much, she says, yeah. They go to the police office, and then they call the mother of this child. So pretty much, the mother starts running in when you hear the doorbell. Pretty much the door, like, open forcefully. She says, so you've seen my daughter? Instantly, Izuku just stands up more strained than something, and he says, that voice. Where's my daughter? Where is she? And then Izuku keeps thinking, saying, I feel it can't be. Can it? Then instantly, the woman's voice kept getting closer because one of the police officers were guiding her to the person that found her. And then instantly she said, "Oh, you guys can think of a name for the girl." For pretty much, and then the woman says, "Oh my goodness, thank you for saving my daughter." Izuku instantly turns around and he sees Inko Midoriya with a little girl, which is her daughter. And pretty much Inko looks at the young man, who she doesn't know is her son, that she abandoned a long time ago. She says, Thank you, sir, for helping my daughter. With Izuku just saying, "Eh, why? Why is she here? And if that's her daughter, then does that mean she's my little sister?" Izuku doesn't say anything, and he just shocked. And he just goes back to reality, saying, no problem, man. It's, okay." With Inko saying, "What's your name?" With Izuku saying, "You don't need to know. It's fine." With Izuku trying to leave, with the woman saying, "I need to know your name to thank you." With Izuku saying, "You don't need to. It's fine. Bye." Izuku just tries running out of the building quickly as possible. And then, for some reason, he just starts running. And running and running and running. Saying, why? And instantly just remembering everything that's happened to him from when he was a kid. He remembered that he was told that he's quirkless, he can't do anything, he's useless, can't. And his parents thought that, he heard the conversation that his parents, he remembers saying that they're gonna abandon him at the airport at the US, then everything, and he just stops running, and it's a forest. And then he just keeps walking forward. And then you see an edge, with the sun just looking on it, down low. Izuku just sits near the edge and says, why did it have to happen to me? Why? Izuku just saying, why? Just repeating and repeating. And just at the point, just yelling out at the cliff saying, why? And just crying. And time passed when Izuku sang, and he got all his feelings out, and he felt like he refreshed and decided to go back. And he went walking back to his house, thinking of what happened. He ran into the mother that abandoned him, with the father abandoning him, that used to be his family. And he finds out that he has a little sister, and I bet that she doesn't even know about him. And they forgot about him completely, and they didn't know what he went through. So Izuku goes back to the house, and then he sees Eri and Toga playing video games, with Toga teaching Eri how to play a nice little funny video game, with Eri just playing, and she just starts smiling. With something, Izuku just feels happy at seeing Eri and Toga, just seeing them smile. And then Toga says, "Oh, Izuku, oh, Leon, you're back. How you doing?" With Izuku just saying, "I am tired." And she notices that Izuku is feeling pretty down lately. And pretty much she says, "Are you okay?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah." And he just couldn't lie saying, "Toga, is it okay if we can talk?" With Toga saying, "Sure." Then Toga and Izuku started talking, and he said, "I bumped into one that I thought I would never bump into in my life again." With Toga saying, who?" With Izuku saying, mother. My mother that my blood." With Toga saying, "So," and just being surprised, like, "Wait, your mother is here in Japan?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah, I thought I wouldn't bump into her because she abandoned me, but every time I come to the Japan, weird things start happening, and my past keeps haunting me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." With Toga just saying that Izuku's kind of feeling broken and lost, Toga just goes to Izuku and just hugs him, saying that, "You're not alone. I'm here. I'm here." With Izuku just saying, "Thank you. I really need someone right now." With Eri just going through the door, saying that, "Is Mama, is Papa okay?" With Toga saying, "No, Papa is feeling very sad." Toga saying, "Why?" With Toga saying, "Because he saw someone that he didn't want to see. Someone very bad." With Eri saying, "Oh, then did Papa do anything? Like, hurt person? With Toga saying, no, 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 it's, I'll tell you when you're older, okay, Eri? Okay, Mama. And Eri decides to go and hug Izuku, too. With Izuku feeling happy that Toga and Eri are there. He just says, thank you for both of you being there. And then, when Eri said she's gonna go sleep, and Toga was gonna go to sleep too, but then Izuku stopped her for a bit, and Toga was confused and saying, is there anything else, Izuku? No, Leon? With Izuku saying, I just want to thank you for being there for me. And pretty much Izuku, without thinking, kissed Toga on the lips. With Toga blushing a lot, and Izuku backs off from kissing her, and then he sees Toga's face, and he realizes what he did, and he's blushing. He says, I'm sorry, it was in the moment, and I wasn't thinking straight, and then Toga just says, shut up, and Leon says, what? And Toga pretty much pulls him by the collar and says, shut up, and then just kisses Izuku. Izuku is surprised by this, but then kisses her back, and then just says, thanks for that. Toga saying, no problem. With pretty much Izuku, Toga, and Eri go to sleep. Then we skip to the next day with Izuku thinking that he should bring Toga and Eri with him to America, and decides to call on someone, a friend that owes him a favor. So he does that and stuff like that. And Toga said that, and let's say Toga still goes to school. And pretty much the whole, 2 days where, she left was, the days in school, and then she had to go back the next day. And then, pretty much, Toga goes back the next day to school. With everyone wondering what happened to Toga, she didn't say it, but she said, I was living with my boyfriend, she said. And everyone was shocked that Toga even had a boyfriend. They thought she was someone that didn't have one. And let's say the bullies went up to her and saying, I bet your boyfriend is such a freak because you freaks deserve to be with each other. And let's say Izuku had a motorcycle with him, since, and stuff like that. So pretty much, Izuku goes to pick up Toga because she told him what time she leaves in and where she goes to. And Izuku went to go pick her up. And a lot of the girls are looking at Izuku when he takes off his helmet, just waiting there. And all the girls just waiting and seeing, and some of them even blushing. Even the bullies, let's say. Because Izuku looks handsome, no homo. But to be honest, every girl was attracted to Izuku, with then Toga just walking up to Izuku, with Izuku just saying, hey babe, how you doing? With everyone just hearing, when Izuku called Toga babe, and then Izuku just kissed her on the forehead, and Toga just smiling, saying, I'm fine, how are you? And how is Eri? With Izuku saying, she's fine. I signed her up for a school, so she might be in the school right now. So pretty much Izuku takes Toga and all the girls were surprised, and some of them were heartbroken, in the anime way, heartbroken, you hear glass shattering, and the bullies were jealous that Toga would go out with someone that was able to get someone that handsome. So some of them actually felt jealous, and some of them wanted to hurt Toga because of her being with Izuku. So Izuku goes back home with Toga, and pretty much Izuku goes to pick up Eri to see how was her day. Then Eri just walks out from school with seeing Izuku. She just sees Izuku with a motorcycle and waiting for her, with the teacher that says, so is he your dad? With Eri saying, that's my papa. I'm just trying to show you guys this because I want, since Leon in the Resident Evil series has like a tough time, and like his mental state gets more fragile throughout the series. I want to give quote unquote Leon a better, happier time, a better life, better moments, and stuff like that. So pretty much, Izuku picks up Eri and goes home, with Eri saying that she had a fun time at school, with Izuku like cooking for both Toga and Eri, with everyone, and Izuku saying that if you guys want to go to America with him next year. Toga saying it would be fine, but she wants to go to, since you were able to convince, since Izuku was able to convince her that her quirk is not evil, Toga will be a good guy, or a superhero. With Toga saying, well, since I would like to, it's just that I want to, be a hero. With Izuku saying, why? Toga saying, well, because since you told me that my quirk isn't evil, or isn't just villains, it's dependent on the person, I want to try to be a hero to tell them that even though my quirk may look like a villainous quirk, I want to show them that being a hero that every quirk isn't a villain's quirk. Your quirk can be either something that can destroy something, or something that can be a hero's quirk. But not all quirks are not every quirk is evil. It's dependent on the person. With Izuku surprised and also happy with the answer, with Eri saying, so Mama's gonna become a hero? With Toga saying, yes, she is. With Eri saying, so cool. With pretty much, Eri starts smiling more, and it's starting to become more like a family. So we skip to the next week. Well, that was pretty much next week. And Eri is at school. Izuku's pretty much just kind of doing whatever. And Toga is also at school. She gets bullied, let's say, but let's say Izuku starts teaching her how to defend herself and stuff like that. Then, and the bullies don't mess with her, but still try to seduce Izuku when he's there, with Toga not there. Izuku just pushes them to the side, pretty much. And just picks up Toga. And Toga just asks, saying, what were those girls doing with you? With Izuku saying, they were trying to flirt with me. Toga saying, well, I can't blame them. You are pretty cute, and also handsome. With Izuku saying, well, I should be saying that to you. You're more cute. Pretty much them flirting with each other. And then they pick up Eri and go back home. And then they see a small blonde girl on the door with Izuku's door. And then with Izuku saying, Sherry, how you doing? Sherry runs up to Izuku saying, Leon! Pretty much being excited. And Toga and Eri saying, so there's a Sherry? With Sherry looking at both Toga and Eri saying, so you did get a girlfriend, but I did not expect you to get a daughter this quickly. With Izuku saying, well, things happen, and I'm okay with this. With Sherry saying, well, what have I missed? Pretty much Izuku just giving the scoop, and Sherry said, wow, so cool. Well, nothing bad would happen with Mr. Leon Kennedy. Pretty much her doing a bit of a superhero pose with, she started laughing. And then she actually said that she's training to be a special agent, just like Leon. Leon saying, are you sure? Which is Izuku. And Sherry just says, yeah, I want to. Besides, you saved me and Claire. And Toga says, who's Claire? With Sherry said, oh, she's one of the other survivors that, with us. With Toga saying, survivors of what? With Sherry saying, oh, so you didn't tell them, huh? With Izuku saying, I wouldn't like to go back to those memories, but since I am dating Toga, I should tell her and my family. With Toga saying, what did you keep from us? With Sherry just saying, It's something that's a very sensitive topic, but also something that got Leon into the job of the government itself in the first place. With I guess saying, okay, so what was it? With Izuku just telling her about the incident of pretty much Raccoon City and what he had to see and go through, but not in detail because Eri was there. Toga being extremely shocked and saddened and surprised by this, that pretty much Leon had to go through such horrifying things, but he wasn't alone. And pretty much such horrifying things. And Eri just says, so Papa had to fight a lot of bad guys? With Izuku saying, yes, Papa did. But he's still here, isn't he? Eri just saying, mm-hmm. And Eri just says Papa is really strong too. And Eri just smiles. And then we hear another knock at the door. And Izuku says, did you bring anyone with you, Sherry? With Sherry saying, no. I told them where I was gonna be, so they are monitoring me though. With Izuku saying, So, he just went to the door and he just looked through the peephole. And he sees a guy with a suit with green hair with yellow lines on it. And he opens it and he says, may I help you? With the guy saying, are you Leon S. Kennedy? With Izuku saying, yes. Why? And he asks, are you the one that got overhauled in jail? With Izuku saying, yeah. What of it? Are you one of his lackeys? And he's just showing his gun with, well, pretty much not showing it like in front of Toga and stuff like that, with the guy saying, no, I just wanted to say thank you, with Izuku being shocked by this and saying, okay, and who may you be, because I don't know your name, with the guy saying, oh, I am deeply sorry, how rude of me, the name is Sir Night-Eye, with Izuku being surprised saying, wait, Sir Night-Eye, don't you have a company or something? With him saying, yes, I do. You know about it? With Izuku saying, yeah, sort of. I do my research. And then Izuku just says, do you want to come in or something? And Sir Night-Eye saying, sure, thank you very much. With Izuku saying, Toga, can you get us some tea? With Izuku pretty much just sitting there and waiting. With pretty much Toga just made the tea, stuff like that. And then Sir Night-Eye sees Eri and Sherry. And then Eri says, Papa, what's happening? With Izuku saying, don't worry, it's fine. The man just wants to talk, that's all. And pretty much Toga just puts down the tea with the guy saying, so, you saved the girl? With Izuku saying, yes, my daughter, now. My adopted daughter, but yes, I saved her. With Sir Night-Eye saying, what, you adopted her? Why? Izuku saying, well, when I heard what she went through, I couldn't just leave her to the system. It would have made it worse. So I decided to take her in. Besides, she reminded me of me when I was younger, when I was abandoned by my own family. With Tsunade saying, wait, so you were abandoned by your family? With Izuku saying, yes, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's just continue what you were gonna say. So Night-Eye saying, I just wanted to me and the other heroes wanted to thank you and to get the leader out of the group, but I wanted to ask you if you may help us with another situation. Izuku saying, I'm listening. Sir Night-Eye saying, so I heard that you were so-called of a legend, or pretty much, you could say, with Izuku saying, not really consider myself a legend, but sure, whatever you think. So, what do you need help with? With pretty much Sir Night-Eye saying, since you were able to get out information for stuff from Overhaul, and he pretty much complied much more easier than anyone would have else thought, I specifically say, what did you do to break him? With Izuku saying, I don't know, just short. We just had a little chat. When Izuku said chat, Night Eye just felt a chill down his spine. Him just saying, well, I'll take your word for it. And overhaul, since he was deadly frightened, he kind of told us where the base is because he didn't want to deal with anything and stuff, and he wanted to kind of, let's say, not be killed by you. Izuku just thinking, saying, huh, so he took my word then. Good. And Izuku said, so what do you need me for? With Night Eye saying, since you were able to get this operation going and so subtly, and I don't know, maybe I thought you can be the one that tells us where to go, or maybe the leader of this operation. With Izuku saying, sure, why not? I'll help you in this operation, but just when will it start? And Sir Night Eye said, next week, this day, this time, and we will start there. And also we will get a meeting soon. We will have a meeting tomorrow about the plans and everything. With Izuku saying, okay, I'll see you there tomorrow. And then Sir Night Eye said, yes, I forgot to give you this. Izuku saying, what's this for? And Sir Night Eye says, this is my business card. And also, if you ever want to work. With Izuku saying, yeah, that's fine. Thank you, though. Sir Night Eye just walking forward and just pretty much, and of course, pretty much taps his, grabs onto Izuku's shoulder saying, thank you. What you don't know what you did is the greatest thing. With Izuku saying, yeah, I know. But without Izuku knowing, Sir Night Eye used his quirk to see into the future a bit. With Sir Night Eye, and then pretty much Sir Night Eye pretty much walked out. After Sir Night Eye saw everything that will happen to Izuku, he was shocked. And completely just, after the door closed, he looked behind him and just said, that poor man will go through a lot of pain. But he will be stronger than any human. Good luck with everything you have. And Sir Night Eye starts walking away. And that's where we have it for the What If. I hope you guys enjoy, wherever you are. Good day, and have a good day, good night. And please take care of yourself. See ya. Bye.